If you want to bump up the value of the offering that you provide to your clients, then today's video is for you. I'm Lori Reeves, founder and CEO of Brand Strength, and I help people develop their first or next high-ticket offer so that they can get their life-changing services into the hands of the people who need it most. Now, if you're already offering something to your clients, but you feel like it's not as valuable as it could be, then this video is for you. Okay, so let's talk about how to bump up the value, okay? Now, first I want you to understand that what you think about your offer is the most important thing. If you think it's the most valuable thing you could offer, then that will come across very differently to your clients than if you are questioning how valuable what you're selling really is, or if the value that you're offering really lines up with the price that you're asking people to pay. If you don't feel completely in alignment with those two things, then you are not going to be able to sell your offering as well as you could if you had full belief in the value that you're providing. So let's just talk real quick about what you do if you really think that it's not as valuable as it could be, or maybe the value and what you're charging doesn't quite line up. How can you bump up the value? Well, first of all, you could change what you do with your clients. And second of all, you could change the customer experience that your clients go through when they work with you. Both of those things are going to raise the value and the perceived value. And another thing I want you to remember is that value is always a perception. There is no such thing as a solid value for anything. Let's just look at a couple of examples, okay? Let's say that there's a t-shirt that you can buy at Target for $20. Okay, so the value of that t-shirt at Target is $20. Now let's say that same t-shirt was purchased and worn by a celebrity. Maybe Taylor Swift wore it at a concert. What's the value of the t-shirt that Taylor Swift wore? Right? It's the same t-shirt. It could have been purchased at Target. But if you know that Taylor Swift wore it and that's valuable to you, then the value of that t-shirt is much higher than the one that you could buy at Target for $20. The same thing would happen with a guitar. Let's say there's an electric guitar that sells for $750 at the local music shop. But that same guitar was played by a musician that you absolutely adore. The value of the guitar that was played by the musician you love is higher in your mind. It's a perception of value. So there's never any such thing as concrete, solid value. It's all a perception, and it starts with you. If you believe that what you're offering is amazing, it's the best thing out there, then that confidence in what you talk about and how you talk about what you do comes through. And somebody can borrow your confidence in your offer because of the value that you place in it. Okay? So let's talk real quick about if you want to change what you're doing because you think that you're not having enough value in the offering that you are providing to your clients. Okay? I'm going to look at my notes here. So here's what you need to do. You need to assess where miscommunication is happening or where your clients seem to be struggling. Now this could happen before you get started, like right as you're getting started with somebody, there may be some confusion or your client thought something was going to happen that didn't happen. That's an indication that you could add something to what you're doing to clear that up. Or when you're in service with somebody, they're going through your program and at a certain point they seem to stumble or they have trouble doing something, or maybe they even talk about wanting to quit because it's not working. Okay, that's another indicator that you can look at what's going on and say, okay, if I added this in this place, then this person would have that resource. I could offer it to other people who struggle in this same place or with this same kind of thing at any time when they're in service with me. And then you're rounding out the offering that you have. You're actually changing what you're offering to be more valuable. Now, the same thing could happen after somebody is done with you. So whatever you do when somebody is done, you could add value at the very end where that person is completely compelled to go shout from the rooftops the work that they did with you and the results that you helped them get. But it all depends on what you're doing, right? At the end, if you're working with a web design client, maybe you're a web designer, maybe at the very end, you give them a little virtual lookbook of what their website looked like before and what it looks like now. And they can easily flip through it or, go from page to page or scroll up and down if it's like a PDF and really see that transformation. And that's something that they could share with their audience and say, you guys, look at this. This is the transformation that my website went through. This is what it looked like before. This is what it looks like now, right? So you can look, again, before, during, and after of when you're serving someone to see where there are places that you can add things that either fix a problem that's happening or just enhance what you're doing with your client. Which leads me into the second thing that we talked about, which is improving the customer experience, like the whole flow of working with you. So simple things like branded PDFs, being on time to everything, personalizing communication with specific pieces of information that somebody has provided you, which shows them that you're paying attention, you're remembering things, you're keeping up with what they're doing. All of that equals somebody feeling like this is a high touch, high value service. Okay, you don't necessarily have to change what you're doing with your clients in order for them to feel like this is so valuable and I would not have gotten this kind of care and attention from someone else, right? That, again, the value of your offering, it's a perception, it's a perceived value. It matters what you think of it and it matters what they think of it. But if you look at both of these things, you could probably identify ways that you could enhance both the services that you're offering, what you're doing in your services, and the way you're doing business so that it all comes across more professionally and everything feels streamlined and the person that you're working with really feels taken care of. Now, one of the things that I want to tell you about is that I'm doing a training in, it's in 2 days. From the time that this video is released, it'll be in 2 days. It's on Friday, February 10th at 2 p.m. Central, and I'm going to do it in my Facebook group. And I'm going to demonstrate how I help people develop an offer that has amazing messaging. It sounds irresistible, and it's exactly what their clients are looking for. Now, if you're you're just at the beginning and you want to know how to put together your first high ticket offer, or you just want to bump up the value and the experience of the offer that you have for the clients that you want to work with, this training will help you either way. It's live, it's free. I'm going to demonstrate and you'll have time to do the things that I'm doing so that you can see exactly how you can lay out an offering that meets the needs of the clients that you want to serve and sounds irresistible to them. We're going to use one exercise to do both of these things Friday, February 10th at 2 p.m. Central Time in my free Facebook group, which you can have access to. Anybody can be in there. It's called Gaining an Advantage. It is going to be on Facebook only, but there's a link down to it below the video here so that you can get to that, so that you can come to this free training and see how I work with my clients to develop amazing messaging and amazing programs that change lives, and that you can believe in 100% that this is the most valuable thing you could offer. So I hope this was helpful. I hope to see you in my free training on Friday, and I'll talk to you again next week.